You are in the middle of a conversation, and the word you need just disappears. You walk into a room, stand there, and have absolutely no idea why you came. You meet someone, they tell you their name, and 30 seconds later, it is completely gone. If this is happening to you more and more often after 40, I want you to hear something important. This is not early dementia. This is not you losing your mind. And it is most definitely not just aging. There is a specific biological reason this is happening, and almost nobody is talking about the real cause. That is exactly what this video is about. Most people who bring this up to their doctor get the same answer. You are getting older. It is normal. There is not much you can do about it. And while age does play a role in cognitive function, the research tells a far more specific, and far more actionable, story. A landmark study published in the journal Neuron found that the memory problems most adults experience in their 40s and 50s are not caused by neuron death. Your brain cells are not dying. They are caused by something completely different and completely reversible. The problem is not the hardware. The problem is the communication between the hardware. And that distinction changes everything about how you address it. Here is what is actually happening inside your brain when you keep forgetting things. Your brain communicates through a network of billions of neurons, brain cells, that talk to each other by sending chemical signals across tiny gaps, called synapses. Think of synapses as the bridges between your brain cells. The quality of your memory depends almost entirely on how efficiently those bridges are functioning. When you are young, those synaptic bridges are strong, numerous, and highly efficient. Information travels fast, connections form quickly, and memories are stored and retrieved with ease. After 40, 3 specific biological changes begin affecting those bridges simultaneously. The first change is a decline in a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is the primary chemical messenger involved in memory formation and retrieval. Research from Johns Hopkins University shows that acetylcholine levels begin declining measurably after age 40 in most adults. When acetylcholine drops, your brain literally has less chemical signal to work with. Memories form more slowly. Retrieval, the process of pulling a memory back when you need it, becomes less reliable. This is why the word disappears mid-sentence. Your brain initiated the retrieval process, but did not have enough acetylcholine signal to complete it. The second change is a reduction in synaptic density. Research from the University of Edinburgh found that adults over 40 begin losing synaptic connections at a measurable rate. Not the neurons themselves, but the connections between them. Fewer bridges means fewer pathways for information to travel. Your brain starts routing memories through less efficient backup pathways, which is why retrieval feels slower and less reliable than it used to. The third change is chronic, low-grade neuroinflammation. This one is the least discussed and potentially the most impactful. As we age, the brain's immune cells, called microglia, become progressively more active and begin producing low levels of inflammatory compounds. This neuroinflammation directly impairs synaptic function, slows neurotransmitter production, and over time causes the synaptic density loss I just described. The primary drivers of neuroinflammation are highly processed food, chronic stress, poor sleep, and specific nutritional deficiencies, all of which are extremely common in adults over 40 in the United States. Here is why everything I just described is actually good news. None of those 3 changes are permanent. None of them are inevitable. And all 3 of them respond directly to targeted intervention. Acetylcholine levels can be raised through specific nutrients, particularly citicoline and alpha-GPC, which are the 2 most bioavailable precursors to acetylcholine synthesis available in supplement form. Synaptic density can be maintained, and even partially restored, through a combination of physical movement, quality sleep, and nutrients like phosphatidylserine and DHA omega-3, which provide the raw structural material your brain needs to rebuild those connections. And neuroinflammation can be significantly reduced through dietary changes in anti-inflammatory nutrients, particularly omega-3 fatty acids, which have among the strongest anti-neuroinflammatory evidence of any compound ever studied. The brain is not a static organ that simply decays with age. It is a living, adaptive system that responds to what you give it. The question is whether you are giving it what it needs. So, what do you actually do with this information? There are two levels of intervention: free habits and targeted nutrition. On the free habits side, the three most evidence backed actions are these. First, prioritize sleep above everything else. During deep sleep, your brain activates a system called the glymphatic system, which physically flushes out the inflammatory waste products that accumulate during the day. Without sufficient deep sleep, neuroinflammation accelerates significantly. 7 to 8 hours is not a recommendation. For brain health after 40, it is a biological requirement. Second, walk every morning for 20 minutes. Physical movement is the most potent natural stimulus for BDNF production, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, the protein that maintains existing synaptic connections and stimulates the growth of new ones. No drug or supplement has stronger evidence for synaptic maintenance than consistent daily movement. Third, eliminate ultra-processed food from your diet as much as possible. The refined oils, artificial additives, and high glycemic carbohydrates in processed food are among the primary dietary drivers of neuroinflammation. This single change reduces neuroinflammatory markers measurably within 4 to 6 weeks, according to multiple clinical studies. On the nutritional side, the nutrients with the strongest clinical evidence for directly addressing all three root causes: acetylcholine decline, synaptic density loss, and neuroinflammation are DHA omega-3, phosphatidylserine, Citicoline, and Bacopa monnieri. Getting therapeutic doses of all four from food alone is extremely difficult. Which is why many adults over 40 who have done this research look for a high-quality supplement that combines them at the dosages the clinical studies actually used. One product that consistently comes up when you research supplements combining these four ingredients at clinical dosages is Advanced Memory Formula. What makes it stand out from most of what is on the market is that it does not use proprietary blends. Every ingredient amount is listed transparently on the label. And the dosages are in the range that clinical studies have used to show measurable results. I have put a link in the description below. I earn a small commission if you decide to purchase through it at absolutely no extra cost to you. I am mentioning that because I think transparency matters, especially when it comes to health decisions. Take a look at the ingredient label yourself, compare it against what I covered today, and decide for yourself whether it makes sense for your situation. Before I go, let me summarize the 3 root causes and 3 free fixes in one place, so you leave with a clear action plan. Root cause 1: acetylcholine decline. Address it with Citicoline supplementation, or foods rich in choline, like eggs and liver. Root cause 2: synaptic density loss. Address it with daily movement, quality sleep, and DHA omega-3. Root cause 3: neuroinflammation. Address it by eliminating processed food, managing chronic stress, and protecting your sleep. All 3 root causes share one common intervention: sleep. If you do nothing else from this video, start protecting your sleep tonight. It is the single highest leverage action you can take for your brain health, starting immediately. If this gave you a new understanding of what is actually happening in your brain, please subscribe. I break down brain health research like this every Tuesday in plain language, with no jargon. The Advanced Memory Formula link is in the description if you want to explore the supplement side of this. Take care of your brain. See you next Tuesday.